Hey Ryu, continuing our chat about the Japanese-Brazilian community as portrayed in Haru and Natsu, did you know that many Japanese-Brazilian associations face challenges today to maintain their activities?
Serious? I thought everyone was going from strength to strength.
It is true that the number of events linked to Japanese culture has grown. The problem is that associations depend on voluntary work from their members, and with the natural departure of older people, the objective they had at the beginning tends to be lost.
Wow, it's worrying, right? And there is no way to reverse this?
Yes, it is worrying, but replacing volunteers and leaders is a natural and necessary process in any entity, and the solution lies in young people.
In young people?
Yes, taking advantage of the interest of young people who appreciate various aspects of the Japanese culture.
It's true. I have a lot of friends who enjoy all these things.
Nippo Campinas, for example, is one of the associations that rely on young people as their new leaders, which has worked very well because with them, the entity has been growing year after year, contrary to the harsh reality in other associations.
But are young people interested in such things?
That's the point. In Nippo Campinas, young people promote activities that mix the traditional and the modern, but that's not all. The important thing is to create engagement among young people in an environment where each of them can feel recognized individually, while at the same time feeling like they belong to a larger group.
So they are transforming the association into a modern Japanese culture club?
Yes, but that's not all. Everything needs to be very well planned, and it is essential to have strong leadership to indicate the direction the group should take to preserve the culture and attract more young people, and most importantly, count on the trust and support of the entity's top management.
Wow, and this ends up attracting more people, right?
Exactly. With the engagement of young people, their parents also get involved in the process. It is very common for the group of young people to end up with the formation of a group of parents who become friends and also volunteers.
So parents also start watching anime, reading manga, and participating in cosplay contests?
Ha ha ha. In some cases almost that, but the important thing is the feeling of security that Japanese-Brazilian entities offer in the education of their children, molding the nature of young people according to the values and principles of Japanese culture. And parents understand that this is priceless.
So it's not just about leaving your child reading manga, watching anime, or playing online. The objective is much deeper, right?
Yes, with this approach it is possible to attract young people and introduce values such as obedience to rules, discipline, and respect, and specially, kokoro.
What is kokoro?
Kokoro is translated as heart, mind, or spirit, and this sums up the group's desire to act with integrity, authenticity, and purpose in everything they do.
Oh, okay. But in other words, what you mean is that with young people, parents also come to help, right?
Exactly, and there are countless other things happening with the group of young people, such as activities with Brazilian children's schools in Japan, helping to maintain the link between the Japanese-Brazilian communities.
Like a cultural exchange?
Exactly, it is an exchange of experiences. Many Brazilian children in Japan do not have the same access to Brazilian culture that we have here, so this work creates bridges between young people who otherwise would never meet, but I'll tell you that another day.
That's cool. I'll make a note of it too.
In short, the engagement of young people is part of the process of creating a cultural bridge to show the roots, and strengthening the Japanese-Brazilian identity. In addition, these young people do not necessarily have to be of Japanese descent. It is enough that they share a love for the culture, principles, and values. Therefore, the future of Japanese-Brazilian associations depends less and less on genetic inheritance or descent, and relies on the affinity with the Japanese culture.
Cool. So my friends and I can also participate in it, right?
Of course, Ryu. If you like Japanese culture, you're in, and you can choose the type of activity you prefer. In Campinas, in addition to Nippo, Okinawa Association and Tosen Association adopt similar philosophies aimed at young people, so just choose one of them.
Yes, I'll go to them all.
Nice, Ryu. Now to end the saga of Japanese immigration as shown in Haru and Natsu, it is a process that is still being written by the hands of everyone, Japanese, descendants and Brazilians, who together must create a new chapter of history for the next Japanese-Brazilian generations, especially led by young people.
Cool. Long live Japanese-Brazilian culture.